Hey, BassGeek here, and every summer bass start schooling in open water, and just about every angler, including me, start chasing them. The problem is you end up catching a bunch of cookie cutter bass while the big bass are nowhere to be found. Most of the time, they're buried in brush, hiding under that deepest docks, or patrolling that deep grass edge, waiting for an easy meal. So before we talk about the bait, let's talk about the bass. Every summer, the bass have two choices. They can chase schools of shad out in open water, or they can stay close and tight to cover where they don't have to work as hard for a meal. And a lot of times, that's where you're going to find your bigger bass. But don't ignore those schooling bass, because they're going to give us the clues we need. Those bass are telling us exactly where the bait fish are. And once I know where those bait fish are, I start looking for the deepest, darkest cover in that area I can find. And most of the time, the stuff that looks the best is where the biggest bass are going to be located. Why? Because not every bass is making the same decision. Those big bass, most of the time, they're not going to use the energy to chase those shad around. The bigger bass are ambush predators, and they're going to let that bait come to them. That deep cover breaks up their outline, allows them to be hidden in the shade, and allows them to explode on those bait fish when they come by. Now, those schooling bass, they're going to feel a limit, but if you need a kicker, well, that's when you need to go to the cover. The problem is everyone's attacking it with a jig, a Texas rig, or some sort of flipping bait. And that's why you should show them something different, and a big, soft swim bait ticking through the heaviest of cover, and that's something the bass normally don't see. And that's where this bait shines. It lets me present a big shad style or gill colored bait in areas that they don't normally see that type of swim bait. Now, the bait we've been fishing is the Strike King Final Copy Weedless, and everything about this bait is designed to fish the type of cover that we've been talking about. The first thing you're going to notice is the hidden hook design. Instead of having an exposed hook and getting hung up on every dock cable, blade of grass, or tree limb, this hook stays tucked away until the bass bite. That means I could throw this bait into cover that I'd never dream about throwing an exposed hook through. It also gives this bait a much more natural profile, which is why I like this better than a belly weight weedless hook, because you've got all that weight and hook hanging out the bottom of it. That's why I like the Strike King Final Copy Weedless, because it hides all that hardware inside the body of the bait. Another feature I really like is the magnet inside the belly of this that holds that hook down inside the body. That way you spend more time fishing and less time adjusting your hook and your bait. The body's made of an incredibly soft TPE, so it's super durable and has an incredible swimming action at almost any speed. And that super soft TPE body compresses super easy for better hookups. The bait comes in a lot of different colors, but these are the ones I picked up to match the forage in my lake. And if you're in a little more stained water, something that's going to give off a little more flash and it's going to have a little more drawing power is this. This is called real shad. And there's no doubt you get up around those grass edges, those boat docks, or even those laydowns in that standing timber, you're going to be fishing around some bluegill eaters. So this orange brim is great for that. One of my go-to colors in the clear waters that I fish is ghost shad. Now, these baits come in two different sizes, both weight and length. This is the 4.75. They come pre-rigged with a 7/8 ounce weight inside the head. And this is the 6-inch, and it comes with a 1.5 ounce weight rigged inside the head. But now, don't be fooled, these sound heavy, but the God's honest truth is, because of the TPE, they float it very well. Now, when you put all that together, you've got a great little swim bait that you can fish in places and patterns that not a lot of swim baits are going to get you bites. All right, geeks, if you're thinking about making the change over to lithium, let me tell you, nobody makes it easier than Ionic batteries. They have a whole boat kit that you can buy. So it is literally everything you need. And if you have any other questions, I'm telling you, the support is incredible. So make sure you call them, because they can help you with your specific boat setup. And to beat all, I've got a 10% discount on you. One of the best discounts that they give out. So make sure you go check out Ionic lithium batteries on lithiumhub.com. Use that discount code to save yourself some money. Trust me, we've run these now for 3 years that we've had the old Green Goblin, and they have not gave us the first problem. Rain, sleet, snow, or shine, we have had a good time. Remember, we're not trying to trigger a reaction strike from bass chasing bait in open water. We're trying to bring an easy meal right past the bass that's waiting to ambush it. That means the retrieve really doesn't need to be complicated. I make targeted casts to the cover and I slow roll it through it, not above it. So I want to slow roll this bait through that cover, and to do that, to make sure I'm not reeling too fast, I want a 6'4" or lower, a 6'5" or lower. This is a 6'4" to 1. This is a Lew's BB1 Pro, and that's going to allow me to keep it slow and get even slower when I need to as that bait gets out into that deeper water. Most of the time when accuracy is so important, I'm using a 7-foot to 7'3" rod like the TFO option bass that I have here. That gives me better control and accuracy when I'm throwing to that cover, but it's also a great length to be able to skip this bait in and around docks and cover. So as I come through that cover, I want to bump it, I want to tick it, I want to get right down in it. This rod has got a fast action on it, so that allows me to feel every tick as it's coming through that cover. But around wood, docks, rocks, I'm going to use K9 Pro 100 100% fluorocarbon, and I'm going to use a lot of times that 17 to 20 pound, depending on how thick and heavy of the cover we're fishing is, so that I can pull those bass out and it's super clear. Around grass and vegetation, I'm doing the exact same thing. I may not let it get deep down in it, but I'm swimming it over top of it, letting it tick that top of the grass. If it gets hung up, I may give it a pop to pop it free. And that's where my K9 braid comes in handy. It's going to cut through that vegetation, so it's going to keep that bait clean and clear after I pop it free. When one eats it, I don't give them a chance to turn their head and get buried up in that cover. You need to swing away. This is a single hook bait, so just like flipping a jig in there, set that hook, get that head turned, get that bass out of that cover. Don't play these bass. Grind them in, fill their mouth full of water, get them in the boat, whether it be in a net or on your thumb, and you'll have your kicker for the day. Now that you've got your kicker, if you want a bait that's going to fill that limit out on those busting bass, then you want to go check out this video right here. Otherwise, questions and comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you're part of the 100% Watch Squad. Love you geeks, and you geeks rock.